In a serene village, where tradition met the promise of progress, there stood a grand estate owned by a wealthy and influential man named Mayowa. Known for his generosity and fairness, Mayowa was respected by all. He lived with his beautiful wife, Bimpe, whose grace and charm were admired by everyone who crossed her path. One market day, as Mayowa strolled through the bustling stores, he came upon a slave auction. There, he saw a young man named Folu, whose striking appearance and calm demeanor set him apart from the others. Recognizing the strength and potential in Folu, Mayowa decided to purchase him, intending to have him work on his estate. One humid afternoon, Bimpe summoned Folu to the garden under the guise of needing help with some heavy pots. As he walked, Bimpe stood close, watching his every move. The scent of flowers filled the air, and she felt her heart racing. "Folu," she said softly, "you've been working so hard. You deserve a break." Folu looked up, surprised by her words. "Thank you, madam, but I must complete my task." Ignoring his response, Bimpe stepped closer and placed a hand on his arm. "Sometimes it's good to take a moment for yourself," she whispered, her voice trembling. Folu gently but firmly removed her hand. "Madam, I am here to serve. Please, let me continue my work." Bimpe's face flushed with embarrassment and frustration. She had never been rejected, especially not by a servant. Her attempts to be closer to Folu continued over the following weeks, each time becoming bolder. Yet, Folu's resolve remained unshaken, his loyalty to Mayowa unwavering. One fateful day, when Mayowa was away on a business trip, Bimpe decided to make a final desperate attempt. She found Folu mending a fence near the edge of the estate. The sun beat down mercilessly, and Folu's shirt clung to his body. Soaked with sweat, Bimpe approached him, her intentions clear in her eyes. "Folu, come with me to the house," she said, her voice firm. Folu hesitated but followed her. Once inside, Bimpe led him to her private chambers and locked the door behind them. "Folu, I can't deny my feelings any longer," she said, stepping closer. "I want to be close to you." Folu backed away, his eyes wide with shock. "Madam, please, this is not right." Ignoring his plea, Bimpe lunged at him, attempting to embrace him. Folu, with all his strength, gently pushed her away. At that moment, the door burst open, and Mayowa stood there, his face contoured with rage. Bimpe's dress was in disorder, and she quickly concocted a lie to protect herself. He tried to force himself on me," she cried, pointing at Folu. Blinded by fury and betrayal, Mayowa believed his wife without question. He ordered the guards to seize Folu and take him to the village square, where he was publicly punished and humiliated. Folu bore the punishment with silent dignity, never uttering a word in his defense. Years passed, and the incident left a deep scar on the household. Bimpe's guilt gnawed at her, but she could never admit the truth. Mayowa, tormented by the memory of that day, began to doubt his wife's story. He observed her behavior more closely and saw the coldness that had settled between them. The once warm and lively home became a place of silent sorrow. One day, driven by a need for closure, Mayowa visited Folu, who had been relegated to working in the most menial and isolated parts of the estate. He found Folu chopping wood at the edge of the forest. His once proud frame now stooped with age and hardship. "Folu," Mayowa called out, his voice filled with a mixture of regret and determination. Folu turned, his eyes weary but still holding a spark of the dignity that had once defined him. "Yes, master," he replied, setting down the axe. "I need to know the truth," Mayowa said, stepping closer. "Did you ever try to harm Bimpe?" Folu met Mayowa's gaze, his expression calm. "No, master. I would never betray your trust. I served you and your household with all my heart. Mayowa felt a wave of shame and sorrow wash over him. He realized he had wronged an innocent man based on a lie born of his wife's desire. With a heavy heart, he fell to his knees before Folu. I have wronged you deeply, Folu. Can you ever forgive me? Folu looked at Mayowa, his expression softening. I forgive you, master. All I ask is to be treated with dignity and respect. Mayowa rose and embraced Folu, vowing to right the wrongs of the past. He restored Folu to a position of honor with the household and made sure he was treated with the respect he deserved. The villagers, who had always suspected there was more to the story, welcomed Folu back into their fold, offering their own apologies and support. Bimpe, seeing the forgiveness and reconciliation between the two men, felt the weight of her actions more than ever. She withdrew from the community, living with the consequences of her deceit and the loss of the trust and love she once had. In time, the estate regained some of its former warmth and joy. Mayowa, having learned a painful lesson, became an even more just and compassionate leader. Folu, though scarred by his ordeal, found peace in the acceptance and respect of those around him. As Folu settled back into his life on the estate, he found solace in the simple pleasures of his work and the kindness of those around him. The villagers, who had come to understand the truth of his story, extended their support and admiration, treating him with the respect he had long been denied. Folu's quiet strength and dignity won him many friends, and he became a beloved figure in the community. Mayowa, determined to make amends for his past mistakes, sought to improve the lives of those on his estate. He introduced fairer working conditions and ensured that all his workers were treated with the respect they deserved. His newfound humility and compassion earned him the admiration of the villagers, who saw in him a leader who had learned from his errors and was committed to justice. Bimpe, on the other hand, lived in a state of isolation and regret. Her attempts to reach out to Mayowa and reconcile were met with coldness, as he could not forget the betrayal that had nearly destroyed his household. Bimpe spent her days reflecting on her actions and the pain she had caused, finding it difficult to forgive herself. One day, a severe drought hit the village, threatening the crops and livelihoods of the people. The villagers turned to Mayowa for help, and he responded by organizing a relief effort. Folu played a key role in this effort, using his strength and resourcefulness to assist those in need. His leadership and dedication inspired others to join the cause, and together they managed to alleviate the worst of the suffering. In the midst of the crisis, Bimpe saw an opportunity to redeem herself. She began to volunteer her time and resources, working alongside Folu and the other villagers to provide relief. Though her presence was initially met with skepticism, her genuine efforts to help slowly won her the grudging respect of the community. One evening, as the village gathered to celebrate the end of the drought, Mayowa stood before his people, grateful for their resilience and unity. He addressed the crowd, his voice filled with pride and gratitude. Today, we celebrate not only the end of the drought, but also the strength and unity of our community. He said, we have faced great challenges, but together we have overcome them. I am proud to stand with you, and I am grateful for the efforts of everyone who has contributed to our success, especially Folu, whose leadership and dedication have been invaluable. The crowd erupted in applause, and Folu stepped forward, humbled by the recognition. He spoke briefly, expressing his gratitude and reaffirming his commitment to the community. As the celebration continued, Bimpe approached Mayowa, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and regret. Mayowa, she said softly, I know I cannot undo the past, but I hope you can see that I am trying to make amends. I want to be a part of this community and to earn back your trust. Mayowa looked at her, his expression thoughtful. Bimpe, the past cannot be changed, but the future is still within our grasp. It will take time, but perhaps one day we can find a way to move forward. Bimpe nodded, tears welling in her eyes. Thank you, Mayowa. I will do everything I can to prove myself. Bimpe remained steadfast in her efforts to atone for her past actions. She spearheaded various charitable initiatives focusing on education and healthcare for the villagers. Her initiatives bore fruit, leading to the establishment of a school and a small clinic, both of which were instrumental in improving the villagers' quality of life. Despite her contributions, Bimpe's relationship with Mayowa remained strained. Although he had acknowledged her efforts, the deep wounds left by her betrayal were slow to heal. However, Bimpe's persistence and genuine remorse gradually softened Mayowa's heart. They began to spend more time together, working on community projects and engaging in long conversations about their shared past and future. One day, during the planting season, the village faced another crisis. Unpredictable weather patterns threatened to ruin the crops, and the villagers feared a repeat of the previous drought. Mayowa and Folu called a meeting to devise a plan to save the harvest. Bimpe suggested a series of measures to conserve water and improve irrigation. Drawing on her recent studies of agricultural techniques, the villagers, initially skeptical, decided to give Bimpe's ideas a chance. Under her guidance, they implemented new irrigation systems and planted drought-resistant crops. Folu and Mayowa worked tirelessly alongside the villagers, ensuring that every field received the necessary care and attention. As the season progressed, the village watched anxiously as their crops began to grow. Despite the unpredictable weather, the new techniques proved successful and the harvest was bountiful. The villagers celebrated their hard-earned victory, grateful for Bimpe's ingenuity and leadership. During the festivities, Mayowa approached Bimpe, his eyes reflecting a mixture of admiration and contrition. Bimpe, you have done more than anyone could have asked to make amends for the past. Your dedication and wisdom have saved our village. I see now that you have truly changed. Bimpe, her eyes filled with tears, replied, Mayowa, I never expected forgiveness, but I hope to earn back some of the trust I lost. Thank you for giving me the chance. Mayowa embraced Bimpe, and for the first time in years, the lingering bitterness between them began to dissolve. Their renewed bond brought a sense of healing to the household, restoring a measure of the warmth and love that had once defined their relationship. As time went on, Mayowa and Bimpe's relationship, though forever marked by the past, grew stronger and more resilient. They found new ways to connect and support each other, driven by a shared commitment to their community and the lessons they had learned. The village continued to prosper. The school and clinic expanded, thanks to the efforts of Bimpe and the support of the community. Folu, now a respected elder, played a crucial role in mentoring the younger generation, sharing his knowledge and wisdom to help them navigate the challenges of life. Story, once a tale of pain and betrayal, evolved into a legend of forgiveness.